Greetings, everyone, and welcome to my channel, Jemima Speaks. My name is Jemima. I'm a registered nurse, and I opened this channel just to talk about health and wellness, what we can do to practice prevention in terms of not getting diagnosed with some chronic health issues, as well as practicing, good habits to avoid um, getting diagnosed. If we're already diagnosed with chronic health issues, things that we can do to better manage it. So, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, please consider subscribing and put on the notification bell because I post a new video every week. And for those of you who's been there with me from the beginning, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Please remember to share and hit the like button. Thank you so much. So today, before I get into the topic, I just want to let you know that I offer medication administration classes for non-medically licensed people. This is a program that is state specific, so this is a certification you can get if you're living in the state of Massachusetts, where you will be able to get a job earning up to about $20 an hour giving medication to people. And you do not need to go get licensed for that. This is a curriculum that the state has put together where we as licensed professionals can teach people how to give medication. It is a 16-hour course and it's done over 2 weeks. And once you complete the course, you then sit through an exam directly from the state, and it's done virtually. And after that, you're all set to start working. You'll be able to work in places like group homes, residential programs, or even people's private residencies. So it's a very good thing to have, as right now there's a high demand for MAP certified personnel. So I just want you to know it's one of those things that I do. I love to teach. So I've been doing the MAP program for, I want to say, oh gosh, a long time, since 2014. So if this is something that interests you, just reach out. You can register directly on my website. It's in the description box, but it's healthandwellnessed.com. So that's the news I wanted to bring to the audience, and try it out. So today's topic, I want to focus on medication. I know last week I was talking about high blood pressure, specifically how medication, what happens when we take blood pressure medication, and some of the things for us to pay attention to. You can go back. If you haven't watched it yet, please feel free to go back and watch it. It's my last video. Today, I want to focus generally on taking prescription medication. And I said prescription because there are some medications that you do not need prescription for. Basic things like Tylenol, Advil, those over-the-counter pain relievers, Colate, Senna, there's, milk of magnesia, things like that you don't need a prescription for. However, there are medications that, the process here on this side of the world where I am at, if you're not feeling well, you go to the doctor. Then the doctor, depending on what's happening, what the findings is with you, they'll write you a prescription. Sometimes they'll give you a physical prescription that you take to the drugstore or the pharmacy, and then the pharmacist fill it out, give you the medication or the drugs. Nowadays, doctors email it to the pharmacy or have another way of doing it electronically. As for those of you who live on this side of the world, you cannot just go to the pharmacist and say, I just want this. Without a prescription, those types of medication, without a prescription from the doctor, you will not be able to get those prescription medications. So now, after the pharmacy receives it, the pharmacist receives it, then they go through their stock, fill it out, make sure that it's exactly what the doctor wants you to take. So then now you go to the pharmacy and you pick it up. So it's at this point that I just want to just really do some teaching about what you can do at that point. So when you go to the pharmacy to pick up the medication, there's usually a long sheet of paper. That sheet of paper is very important. That sheet of paper has the name of the medication, and most medications have more than one name. At the least, they have two different names. I'm not going to go into detail why that is. On that sheet of paper, there's also information about what the impact that this medication is supposed to have. It also has what's called side effects, or side effects are secondary effects. That's another name for it. Secondary effects that taking this medication can have on your physical body. Medications, they are, mixture of chemicals put together. And the hopes of putting those chemicals together is that when you take it, it goes to help to alleviate whatever discomfort or ailment that's happening in your body. However, once you take it, there's not a lot of control as to where it goes in your body. I mean, once you swallow it, it can go everywhere and anywhere. And so that's why there are what's called side effects or secondary effects. These are effects that when the doctor prescribed it to you, did not anticipate to happen or did not wish to happen. Now, depending on who you are, depending on your body's makeup, depending on what you eat, how you take care of yourself, you may have a secondary effect that somebody else who's taking the same medication does not experience. That's the tricky thing about secondary effects. So it's very important when you start taking a medication for the first time to really pay attention. How do you feel when you take it? Really pay attention to your body, your senses, a couple of days after or the same day. Some medication take a week of taking it every day for it to build up in your body for you to feel the effects of the medication. It might take a week, 2 weeks, a month, but pay attention. And if you are experiencing something that is not normal for you, write it down. Write down when you started to take the medication, write down what that impact, that effect is, and write down how long does it take. Does it go away and come back? You want to be detailed about those things because you will want to report that to the doctor, because it's that kind of information that will help the doctor to decide whether or not this is a medication for you to continue to take or to stop taking. Okay? I will come back to that point in a minute. But in the meantime, that list, it has all that information in it. And the list of side effects or adverse effects or secondary effect can be very long. And so don't freak out. These are just symptoms that has been reported for however long the medication has been put out to the public. And so that's another reason it's good to report it, because then they can add it to the list. So that's one thing. The other thing too, when you go to pick up that medication from the pharmacist, read it. Make sure that the name of the medication is what you and the doctor decided that you would start taking. As well as make sure that the frequency, meaning how many times a day are you supposed to take it, make sure that's there. And if you don't remember and you're not sure, have a conversation with the pharmacy and say, how many times a day am I supposed to take it again? It will say it on the bottle, but it's okay to ask. Another very important question you can ask is, do I take it on an empty stomach or must I take it with food? Some medication, if you take it on an empty stomach, it may aggravate you, makes you feel nauseous, give you stomach ache, even make you throw up, depending on what it is. Some medication you have to take with food because it travels along with the food to get into your body. The pharmacist will be very knowledgeable about that. That's also written on the paper. All these things I'm saying, it's written on the paper as well. So you can talk to the pharmacist or you can take your time to read the paper. So what else can I say? The other thing as well is, now let's say you're taking the medication for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, and you're not feeling right. Like I said before, you want to document what are those symptoms that you're having and talk to the doctor about it. When you call the doctor, they probably want you to come into their office so they can sit down and talk with you. When you go there, make sure you bring that note with you, that the specifics. What happened is, a lot of people, when they go to the doctor, they get so nervous and they forget. So bring that with you. And some doctors, when you say, hey, when I take this medication, this is how it makes me feel, I don't like it, they may say, okay, you know what? Let's run some tests to see what's happening. They might say, okay, that has been reported. Let's change your medication to something else. Others, depending on the doctor, they're busy or they're whatever, they're human beings. They might say, oh, it's okay, just keep trying it. Either way, I'm a big advocate that you as a human being, you know what's happening in your body. Don't be afraid to advocate for yourself. There are some people who are afraid of the doctors, so they don't really talk about how they feel, with good reasons. I mean, having been practicing in the States for a long time, it's very well known that in the health field, there's a lot of prejudice that they believe, especially with the black and brown people, that there's this school of thought that, black and brown people complain for no reason about symptoms, especially black women. They're trying to do things, education in medical schools in different areas to educate and train people out of that mindset. But it's true. So that's why a lot of black and brown people, the dynamic with them in the doctor's office may not be well suited. I say all this to remember, you are your best advocate. What you are feeling is real to you, so therefore it's real. You need to communicate it, okay? The other thing too is that if you're taking a medication and it's working, you want to communicate that to the doctor as well, because that's how the doctor is going to know that it's working and that the plan for you is correct. One thing I do want to talk to a lot of people who use herbal remedies, share that information with your doctor. I know there was a time that the medical community was not in line with the idea that a lot of people use herbal medicine, especially immigrants. They use their teas, their ointments, and a lot of people swear by that. For a long time, the medical field was not encouraged to really discuss those things or support them, because the way things are here is that it has to be able to be quantified. If the doctor cannot really say how many leaves did you put in that water to make that tea, or how much water is in it, if they don't have those concrete information, there's a liability issue that they cannot tell you, yes, go do it, and that's all you need, because really there's no control as to how much you're doing and what you're doing. So for a long time, there were a lot of silence about it. Now there's a lot more leeway. At least people are open and wanting their patients to tell them the treatments they're doing at home, because some of those teas, those treatments will have an effect with the prescription medication. Sometimes those teas may stop the medication from working or double the impact of the medication. Either one is not good. And so it's really important that you communicate with the doctor what is it that you're doing, so that they can adjust the dose of your medication, or they can monitor you and see how you're doing while you're doing this treatment at home. And so just be in communication. At any rate, like I tell my clients, you are the boss. A lot of people are so fearful of their doctors or medical professionals that they hide this information to their own detriment. So you want to share that information. And if you feel like this has been working with me, I want to continue to do it, you can say that to the doctor. The doctor cannot force you to stop taking something that you want to take, because you will do it anyway. So all they can do is adjust their treatment to complement what you're doing. If you feel strongly about it, keep doing it. And I'm saying this because I had a client. I went to do a medication review with them, and they had like 3 shopping bags of different medications from different doctors. So their primary doctor was not even aware that they were taking all these other medications from different doctors, and including some herbal remedies. And this person was always in the emergency room thinking they're having a heart attack, having respiratory problems. And once I got in there, I got them to trust me to say, let me see everything you're taking. We went through every bottle, every inhaler, every cream. We went through everything together and made a list. And I said, we need to talk to the doctor. So together with him, I thank God he had a doctor that was very accommodating. And so really share with the doctor, he's fearful that you're going to make him stop taking these medications. So the 3 of us had a conversation where we were able to come to a middle ground. And in a matter of 6 months to a year, his symptoms were so much better because the medications he was taking, they were working for him, and he was more in communication with the doctor. So the doctor had more power to be able to change things around, tweak things to make it suitable for him. So I love doing that. That's my main thing, is really empower people to take control over their health. So actually, that's one of the services that I offer. You can find that on my website, Medication Review with People, and empowering people to speak their truth in regards to the kind of care they're getting. So that's all I will say about that. So speak up. Don't be afraid. It's your body. If you're living in the States, you're already paying for the health insurance. They take it straight from your paycheck. So it's your money. Make it work for you. Okay? What else can I say about medications? Just be very, very cautious about it, and just understand that, listen to yourself. Side effects does happen. So communicate that information, and you do have the right to say, no, this medication make me too sleepy every time I take it. I need to go to work. I have children to take care of. I cannot be this sleepy. Let's change it. You have the right to say that. There's a lot of medications that people are taking that affects their sexual drive. You need to communicate that so that can be changed. There's medications that people are taking that's supposed to do one thing, but it may cause them to be depressed. Yes. Communicate those things. There's other ones that give you symptoms that are annoying, like there's high blood pressure medication that's well known to have you urinate a lot because it's trying to get rid of the fluid. Have a conversation. Maybe you might just need to change the time of the day you take a medication. So just have a conversation. You talk to your doctor, and they'll be able to help you. Also, feel free to talk to me. Most of the doctors here, they're really allotted only 15 minutes to talk to their patients. So sometimes it might be challenging to get everything into that one visit, which is another reason to write things down. So that's what I have to say about medications. Did I miss anything? No, I think that's it. If you have any questions, if you would like if you would like to schedule a medication review with me, please contact me. Again, my information is in the description box. So reach out. That's all I have to say today. I hope this was helpful. Please hit the like button, share with your friends, and if you've not subscribed yet, please subscribe and put on your notification bell for my next video next week. I hope this was helpful to you. Just remember, you are the best person to take care of you. So take care of yourself.